Hey everybody, it's Friday, which is not my normal day, but thank you for being here. I just have to find my video. Oh, here we go. If I wait long enough, it'll just come up on its own. Let's get playing. Okay. Everything looks good. So let me know when you get here. I am Toni Tesler. ToniStamps, that is me. I'm going to just give everybody a minute to hop over. I know this is different. I normally do these on Thursday. For new people, new to my channel, thank you for being here. Well, thanks everybody for being here. But the new people that don't know, every month, hey Marvick, I'm glad to see you again. That's awesome. This is like 2 weeks in a row. It's crazy. But so for the new people that don't know, every month I do a workshop. It's usually the first Thursday of every month, since I'm usually doing my lives on Thursday. So just a change for this one. Oops. I need some of this washi tape to work. So a workshop, virtual workshop, I demonstrate 4 projects and I have a hostess code. So if you already have the stuff, if you just want to copy the ideas and make your own stuff, that's cool. Gail, you're not here. You're funny. You are welcome to make these projects with whatever you have. If you do want to place an order, I do have a hostess code that once I get this tape going, I just want to cover up this other tape that I had so I don't stick to myself. But I do have a hostess code, and you will get the make and take kit for the 4 projects that I'm making. Now, normally I have a gifty, like a little freebie. I use the hostess rewards I collect them up, and then I use them to get whatever I'm giving you free, like rhinestones, gems, whatever. Here's our hostess code for November. November, you're going to get the make and take kit, and it's a $50 order. I didn't put that on here. $50 order. This is before tax and shipping. You're going to get the make and take kit, and you're also going to get 5 cards from my stash. So those are, I went through and reorganized all my boxes of cards last week, and I have a lot. So you're going to get some of those. The reason there's no freebie is because this month is my Wreaths Across America fundraiser. So I did this last year, and I just got my group set up. I just got the email the other day, and I have to log in and do stuff. So I have a legitimate, real link to Wreaths Across America. So people, you can do a direct donation if you want, or the reason I'm not giving a freebie this month is because I'm taking 25% of the sales using this code for November, and I'm donating that myself. So last year I ended up matching that, so I really gave 50%, and I may or may not do that. It depends how much we get. Like, I had it in mind, I wanted to hit a certain number, so that's why I doubled it. Hey Vicky, hey Sue, you are here. So last year, the program I signed up with when I created my group for Wreaths Across America is the one where for every 2 wreaths that are sponsored, you get a 3rd one for free. And the wreaths, it costs $15 per wreath to sponsor a wreath. So I think if you're going to do a direct donation, make it for at least 15, so that's at least 1 wreath. But they take any amount. It's all fine. But last year, through my 25% that I gave, plus direct donations that people just gave me, to put in the pot, we were able to sponsor 40 wreaths. Then we got the freebies, so that made it a total of 60 wreaths that we got placed. And these go, I registered with the Crownsville Cemetery here in Maryland, because that's where my dad is. And that's where my mom and I went and volunteered the day to lay the wreaths down. So I am still signed up with the Crownsville. That's where I based my group out of. And but this year I think I'm going to try to go place the wreaths at Arlington, because that's where Dave's parents are. And we'll go visit them. And plus my friend's dad is there too, so I could, go see his too. But I'm very excited. Last year was a pretty big deal. That was the first time I decided to do it. And I'm going to do this every year. I don't see why I wouldn't do it. And they've already sent me an email and said, make sure you get everything finalized, because you'll get an email in January if you want to continue this for 2022. So it's awesome. I will have my blog updated with all of this, and with the link to the Wreaths across America, you know, because they gave me my own link for having a group, for having a donation group. That's pretty cool. But I will have that all up on my blog this weekend. So that's that. That's for our November code. And what we're doing today is the November workshop. One more thing and then we'll get going. As Sue mentioned earlier, there's a starter kit special. It goes through the end of the month. You pick $75 worth or $125 worth of stuff. It only costs you $75. This does have free shipping. Stampin' Up! Pays the shipping. You only have to pay tax. So whatever your state tax rate is. Okay. You never have to have a party. You never have to have a workshop. You never even have to place another order if you don't want to. You can just treat this as you're getting $50 worth of free stuff. So it's up to you. Good stuff. You get early access to catalogs. You get, there's ideas. You know, we have a website. It's a lot of good stuff. Or you could just treat it as a membership type kind of thing, like Costco or Sam's Club or something, where you pay a membership every year. You have to have your minimum sales. All right, today we're doing step cards. So I think last week I showed one of these swaps that I got a couple months ago. And if Rose or Marilyn comes on here later, hey Linda, thanks. Hey Judy, thank you guys. If Marilyn or Rose comes on earlier, or later, I mean, they're going to have to remind me who made this particular card. But this is called a center step card. And see how it pops up, like this top layer, this top fold pops up. That's kind of neat. We're going to make 2 of these, and then we're going to make a side step card. And I don't have my prototype finished for that one, but doesn't matter. We're going to work on these all together. So Split Coast Stampers has tutorials that are already available. Center step, they actually have 2 for a center step. There's 2 different ways that people have made them. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I went right to their tutorial, printed it off. But I think of my score lines a little bit different. So to start with this, we're going to need a piece of paper that is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5, which is, that's a half a sheet of paper. Then we're going to come in about 1 inch. Well, not about 1 inch. We're coming in at 1 inch. Oh, by the way, let me back it up. We're going to need this style of paper trimmer. You need to have something that you can lift up and, you know, cut, because we're going to only cut part of the way down. So you need something like this that flips up, or you need an X-Acto knife and a steel ruler, like if you're really good with an X-Acto knife. I'm not, so I just use this. And we're going to need a scoring tool of some kind. So we're going to start by bringing our piece in at the 1 inch mark, and we're going to cut down 3 1/4. We're going to cut it all the way down to 7.5. And then we're going to make a couple of score marks. We're going to make one at 4 1/4, and we're going to go through all this again anyway. We're going to score in these at that's 3 1/4. Then this line and this line. This is 1 inch from the bottom, and this is 2 inches from the bottom. So let's get to it. Let me put this here. We are going to, I cut the papers exactly like this one, except for this bit, because I wanted to use the Snowbody Better set anyway, and the Seasons of Fun. I had that on my list that I wanted to do some snowman cards. So I just changed around. Instead of regular cards, we're doing these step cards. So let's put that over here. Here I've got my base already done, but we are going to go through all the cutting and scoring. So 5.5 by 8.5. Let me put these over here, and I want you to be able to see this paper here. So let me make sure that this is still in screen, and I can scooch it over just a little bit. I want as much room as possible. Okay, hold on one more little bit. Okay, that's good. So we take our paper. All right, so we're gonna have to do this to the left. Put it in at 1 inch. So we're doing it this way. 1 inch, and I have to stand up. So I want my blade down at 3 1/4. This doesn't look right for some reason. 3 1/4. Okay, this pointy part is at 3 1/4. And I'm gonna cut down to 7 1/2. So that is 7 1/2. Now to get the other side, I'm just gonna flip this over like this, and we'll do the same thing. We put our paper at 1 inch, and we'll go 3 1/4. Press that blade down and come down to 7 1/2. So this is, my measurements are on this side of my arm. Okay, so then we've got these 2 marks. So we've got our cutting. Now let's do our scoring. So we're going to score at 4 1/4, just in the middle part. Okay, so 4 1/4. I'm just eyeballing. I want it right here. Okay. Then from down here, this is our bottom. So 1 inch and 2 inch. 1 inch, and I'm just going up to the cut mark. So 1 inch and then scoring at 2 inch, just up to the cut mark. And you may have to go back and watch this a couple times. Oh, so you almost did this tonight? That would have been hysterical. All right, now this is at the end of, this should be 5 1/4. Why did I write 3 1/4? Oh, you know why? Because I bet it's 3 1/4 from this way. Hold, please. Yep, that's why. Okay. So when I cut it, it was at 3 1/4. But now, this score mark, since I'm going from the bottom up, this is at 5 1/4. But it's really, we just want to score to the end of this line that we already made. Okay? So we scored those. Now let's flip the paper, just flip it directly over. And we'll do the same score marks. So 5 1/4, 2, and 1. Now I'm not worrying about the direction that I'm scoring. So normally when I score it down this way, I'm folding it this way. These, we're just gonna accordion them like this, and then that'll go like that. Okay. So let's do that again. I start with the middle fold. Actually, let me get rid of this. This is going to be a lot of cutter up, scoring up, back and forth. So we'll start with the middle fold, fold that up, and it's kind of going to make everything fold together anyway. But our first fold at the 1 inch mark is going to go down, and then the 2 inch fold comes up. That gives us this V, and then these folds up here go down. All right, so we get all that. And don't worry if that went too fast, because we're going to do another one the same style, just with different papers. So you're going to have another look at it. So now I'm just taking a bone folder and going in between all the lines, making sure everything has a nice crisp edge, because I want the card to stand up like this, not squish down. All right, so let's put this away for a minute, but we're going to need it again. Now our pieces, again, this is called a center step card because this center part is like stepped up. So we've got, oops, well, I already stamped and colored our snowmen in. I didn't want to have to do that. We have got 4 strips of the Misty Moonlight stripe. These are the celebration papers, but I'm using them up. So we're going to have 4 pieces. These are 7/8 by 3 1/4. And all these measurements are going to be on my blog post that I make. I should have that updated tonight or tomorrow, but I will list them out. These pieces are going to be cut for you. This is what your make and take includes, all this stuff. Cut, scored. I'm going to do all the cutting and scoring of this too. I'm not just going to send you a half a sheet of cardstock. But so 3 1/4 by 7/8, and we're putting those here, these long bits, boop, right here, and actually they are barely going to fit. Why is that? Let's double check something. 3. Oh, I do need to trim these down. So 3 1/4, that's going to fit. You know what? I need it to be 3 1/8. We're just going to have to adjust. Let's see how this works. And you can fold this flat again as we glue these pieces on. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. So we're just going to glue these side bits on. And if you wanted to trim it even more, that's up to you. I wanted just a little side border. All right, I'm getting down to the end of my barely art glue here. Oops, come on, scooch over. Oh, I laid that down. There's not a lot of wiggle room. Ew, yikes. How many things can go wrong today? All right, let's do this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Marilyn and or Rose who made this, because I have to give them credit, because this this swap card, that was a great card. Great idea. I love the colors. Okay, now this is for the back. So see how she's got the back already? Similar. So we're gonna put these on the edge. And I decided to do them all, everything step cards today, because I think repeating it, like, it really helps reinforce it. Once you see it or do it a couple of times, then you get it. So it might be repetitive, but I think it helps you figure it out. All right, now I changed things up a little bit. This first piece, or this front piece, I should say, this is the same. This is a stripe paper from that. This is 3 3/8 by 3 1/8, and it's wider than it is tall. So see, if I turn it this way, it doesn't quite fit right. All right, so let's just glue this on. And that has a small little border. Love it. This front piece, this is going to go right across the front here. This is 7/8 by 5 3/8. And before I put it on, I'm going to stamp a little something on it. Okay, so we'll just leave that for a minute. So here we've got our card. This back piece. So on the swap, she did the trees part, or this pattern on the back. I wanted to leave this blank so you could write on it. I have to swipe up my comments here a minute. So we're just doing a piece of white on the back. And I suppose there could be some more stamping on it, like snowman stuff. But I did not do that. There we go. All right. Then, instead of this scallop circle of the same trees pattern, I like that she tied that in with both sides, but I needed that pattern for something else. So you're going to get a scallop, a white scallop. This is cut with the layering circles dies, and I just stamped on it. I took the, let me reach this, Nature's Beauty, and there's a couple of different trees and some snowflakes. So I stamped the trees in Misty Moonlight, and then I ink sponged around with soft sea foam, and then I stamped some of the little snowflakes in the freesia. And I know snow's not purple and the green, whatever. I just wanted the color there and like a background. So I'm just gluing that on flat. And then I didn't want to sit here and have to color all my snowmen, so I did that ahead of time. So I stamped and colored these in with a bunch of different Stampin' Blends. So I'm just going to cut them out right now, and actually I will add some glitter. How about that? So let's get my glitter out. Actually, let's stamp our greeting. So I want to put from Snowbody Better. So cute. We can do warm winter wishes. You're snow cool. I like that one. You're snow cool. I'm doing that. And I'm just going to stamp it in black. And for this, I'm going to use the Catherine Pooler's Midnight. Just because I like this. It's a good black. So just eyeballing to get right in the middle. And I hope it's straight. Straight enough. And I actually do want to clean this pretty quickly. Let me get this out of the way. When I use her Catherine Pooler's ink, I do like to use the spray and my Stampin' Scrub. I don't trust that just to the chamois with water, but it comes right off. All right, and let's put this stamp set down here so we can go ahead and glue this right across the front, and then I will sit here and cut out the snowman. And it's not going to take a long time. There we go. So right across the front here, 7/8 by 5 3/8. Oops, scooch that up a little bit so my border's even. I like it. Okay, scissors. Now I'm not going to worry about these little snowflakes. I can't save all that, so I'm just going to get as close as I can. And we are almost there. So I'll tell you the colors I used were, I want to say Blackberry Bliss, Dark and Light, the Fresh Freesia, Misty Moonlight, Balmy Blue, Light and Dark and Light of both. Pumpkin Pie, I just used one color of that. Actually, I have an old one, medium. And then this blue that I did for like the snow, that was Coastal Cabana. And guys, a lot of my Stampin' Blends are still from some of the originals when they first came out and they were getting dried up, like we had a defective batch. Some of mine are still good. It's crazy. So why not keep them, you know, until they totally dry up. So I'm going to use my two-way glue pen, which I know we don't have anymore, but use any glue to add whatever glitter you have. And I'm going to do glitter at the tops of their little hats. I just got to press this a little bit. Doot, doot, doot. And then wherever I colored the blue, that Coastal Cabana, I want some more snow, let's call it. All right, I think that's good. Let's try it. So this little container I got at Walmart for like under $1, and I store my glitter in it, and it works. I got it in the school supply section. Nice. I am happy with that. All right, let's put the lid on this, and then we're gonna pop these guys up. So cute, so cute. You know what we could add too is the Winkastella to like all their outfits. I should have gotten that out ahead of time. Do I even have that? Yep, clear. I just had to order myself another one of these because I have 2 or 3 and like they're all at the very end. I use these a lot just to give that like extra little shimmer. Okay, shimmer, and then with the glitter. Love it. All right, now we need some dimensionals. All right, now let's put him right here. Now I want like the edge of the snow kind of like at the bottom here. And that's just personal choice. Okay. So cute. So here was my original, the swap that I got from someone. And you could, if you wanted to put stuff in the inside to write on the inside, you could do that. I just like that it sits up and then they could see the back. You can write stuff on the back. So that's our first, this is called our center fold step card. Okay. Now let me move stuff out of the way. And we'll bring in our second one. So different colors and pieces, but we're going to follow the same pattern. Okay, so, oops, I dropped that. So we're still going to go with this pattern because I want you to see it again. So this time I'm using the little girl from Seasons of Fun. This is a Hostess set, and we've got our fall, Halloween, and our Christmas, and then this little dog. So you're going to get a quarter sheet of paper, and I already stamped her. Did I color her? Nope. All right, we're going to have to find something to color her with. But this time, still using celebration papers. We've got our 4 pieces, which I may have to trim these again. Yep. Then we've got our long piece that is 7/8 by 5 3/8. And then we've got our middle piece that is 3 3/8 by 3 1/8. So again, it's wider than it is tall. And this time I'm using a crumb cake piece for our base. 5.5 by 8.5. I should have a piece of white. Oh wait, that's what this was for the back. Again, we're going to put the little bit on the back. So let's get our cutter out again. Excuse me. So I'm going to put my cardstock in at 1 inch. Okay, we're going to do this side. So 1 inch, and I have to stand up so I can see where I'm going with my blade. So I pick my blade up, and I'm going from 3 1/4 down to 7 1/2. So 7 1/2 is down here, 3 1/4. Then I'm going to flip my paper over, and again go in at the 1 inch mark. And you can also do this 7 1/2. Push the blade down and go up to 3 1/4. Okay, that's the only 2 cut lines that we're making. I think that part's pretty cool too, that it's not a lot of cutting. All right, now let's do our scoring. So again, down here, this is if we turn the paper this way. So we're scoring at 1, 2, and 5 1/4. So 1, right up to this cut line, 2, right up to the cut line, 5 1/4, and then I'm going to flip it and do the same thing. 1, 2, 5 1/4, and then we need this scored at 4 1/4, just between our cut lines. Okay. So that went pretty quick. All right, now the folding. Again, I'm going to start with this middle fold and folding it down. All right, then our front folds, push this one down, and then the second one folded up behind it. And I'm looking over at the camera to see if I'm in frame the whole time. I hope I was, because I wasn't paying attention earlier. Ugh. All right, and we've got our base. So let's do that again. Middle fold first, okay, down. Then our front line, like this was the 1 inch score and the 2 inch, the 1 inch push down and the 2 inch bring up. And then these two right up here push down. All right, and then we'll go over here with the bone folder, get everything nice and crisp. And then our card is going to stand up. I like it. Okay. So I'm just going to glue these on. Actually, let me open this up. So this is the first Thursday / Friday of the month. I mean, it's Friday, but like I was saying earlier, I normally do my workshops on Thursday. I also have my monthly class the second Monday and Tuesday of every month. So that happens to be next week. So Monday and Tuesday, I'm actually doing 2 different classes. So Monday, they're both going to be Christmas cards. Monday will be Christmas cards with a certain set and certain papers. And we're going to make 12 cards, 4 different designs, 3 of each. Okay. Then Tuesday will be different cards completely with a different set and different papers. So 2 separate classes. You can choose to get both of them and save on shipping, or you can just get one or the other. So that will be next week, Monday and Tuesday. And they're all Christmas cards. And then our piece this way, you know what, did I use the right side of that? Yes, okay. Let me get a little bit more glue down in here. But my Christmas cards, so next week, I'm very excited about that. I was trying to figure out how to fit like a separate class in, like later in the month, doing just a video, like an offline video, and make it like a private video, but there's just been a lot going on, and there was no time for all of that. So we're just going to do it this way. All right, so we've got our piece here, and I'm going to stamp. Where did my stamp go? This one I am also going to use Warm Winter Wishes from Snowbody Better. So let's pull this out. And I need a block. Now this time I'm going to use Early Espresso ink, because this, I think these trees are, it's a black and green plaid. But with all this brown, I just think brown's a better choice. All right, so Warm Winter Wishes. And again, just trying to get right in the center. And if this hadn't worked out, I would restamp on a piece of white and just put it right on top. All right, but that is working out. That worked out nicely. Warm Winter Wishes. So all I have to do is color this little girl and pop her up there. All right, let's get this glued down. You can really have a lot of fun with these step cards as far as putting stuff in the steps, and we'll see that more with the side step that we're going to do next, which I did not make a lot of stuff to go in them in the steps. Oh, we need our white for the back. That's right here. And I can tell I have glitter everywhere. Awesome. Good to go. And these do fit in the medium envelopes, which you will get. That is part of your kit. I like these colors. I like all of that. All right, now, little girl. I am just going to grab my regular markers and do some quick coloring. Let's see, I want the tree. So this is garden green. my markers are not that great. Like this tip is rough. Garden green, we're going to use, let's do red. Real red and cherry cobbler. I want her coat to be, yeah, cherry cobbler and red. So let's do a little cherry cobbler. I know this is not blends, but I kind of do the same thing where you just add a little of the darker color in the corner and then come back in with the regular, the lighter color, I should say. And this, I'm actually gonna leave that, call that done for now. All right, now same thing, I want to cut her out. You know what, I could have used a die cut, but that's not gonna happen now. All right, so we're just cutting. Now I'm not going to worry about getting that in there or getting in that. And I'm just going to set this right here. Actually, let's add a little bit of crumb cake. I know that's snow, but I want crumb cake on there because I kind of want it to blend in with this crumb cake layer. So let's just go boop, boop, boopity boop, boop. Give that a little, so it's not so stark white either. Actually, I'm going to go over the tree too. I like that. All right, glitter, glitter. I'm going to put glitter just at the bottom, like for snow, but I don't want to do it on her feet because I do want to go back and finish coloring that. So let's just do glitter right along the bottom, like the ground. Oh, that's cute. I love it. And we'll pop her up with some dimensionals. So depending on the detail, you know, what you're gonna put on your focal point, like these don't have to take long. And once you get the cutting and the scoring of the base card itself, It's going to be easy. And you don't have to do the same layers that I did. It's up to you. You could do more. You could do less. As long as you have the same basic form for the center step card. And of course, these are, you know, good for birthdays, flowers, anything really. I love it. I love it. Now, if you had some tree die cuts, if you wanted to put those along the sides, like, that's totally reasonable. Let me get these out of the way. So that is our second center step card. So let's look at these again. So you're going to get 2 kits. You're going to get this one, and then you're going to get this one. And then we're going to do side step cards. So new paper. Here's our pieces. Oops. This is a side step card. This is what we're going for. So whereas the other ones, this pop-up piece was in the center, now it's off to the side. And then we've got these other steps that we can decorate and doll up. So let's go over this diagram. And again, side step and center step, the tutorials are right on Split Coast Stampers. So when I do my blog post, I will link to their tutorial itself. But I just want to draw out, this is what we're going to work with. So this will be a side step. Again, our base piece of paper is 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, and let's draw it. Of course, not to scale. So this time we're going to come in at 3 inches. So this will be 3 inches right here. Actually, so this is 5.5. So let's go right here. 1 inch, we're going to cut. We're scoring at 1, we're scoring at 2, we're scoring at 3 1/4, we're scoring at 4.5, and 6.5. So, and then over here at 4 1/4, 4 1/4. So we are cutting, this is the 1 inch mark, down to 6.5, okay? So cut, whoop, 1 to 6.5, right here. This is our cut mark. And we're only making 1 cut mark. So before we cut it on the side, and then we flipped over and cut it again, and that was to give us the center step, and it was the same. So this time just side step, and we're just cutting it the one time. All right, so let's get our piece. So we're doing a Just Jade base. Just Jade, 5.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to put this in at 3 inches, and we're going to cut from 1 down to 6.5. Okay, and I got to stand up again, and that's just so I can see my measurements. So I'm putting this point at 1 and cutting down to 6.5. Does that seem right? Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Shoo. All right. So now our scoring. Let me move this. So this was our 3 line. Okay, we came in at 3 and cut. So our 3 inch side, this is where we're going to do our scoring. Okay, we're going to flip this, and so this is right over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 1/4, 4.5, 6.5. Oh, all right. So this is actually the back side. Then we want to score this one at 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 right up to the cut line. All right, the other one I promise will go better. So our side, this is our side step. Our steps are on the right side this time. I guess it could be this way too. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. All right, let's go by the picture. We'll keep it this way. So this one, this will be our side, folding this one in half. Then this is where we're going to start accordion. So this will be our front. So we're pushing that down and up, mountain and valley fold, okay, until we get to to the end. Up, down, and then down. All right, so that is what this picture is. For this one, I flipped it all the other way. So I just flipped it upside down. But we're going to do that too. Okay, so let's do that fold again, okay? So we had our 3-inch, we put our paper in at 3 inches, and we cut from 1 to 6.5. Actually, I think we probably cut it this way. 1 to 6.5. And then we had our scores, 1, 2, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 1/2, and then 4 1/4. So the folding, I want this to be on the right, this down, then this first one down, up, down, to get all of our mountain and valley business. All right, now I'm just gonna press it down with my bone folder. Nice, okay. Now we've got pieces, side step card, and hopefully these are right. We've got a little strip for the front. This is 7/8 by 5 3/8. Sounds similar. It's exactly the same as the ones that we did for the center step card. This was 7/8 by 5 3/8 too. Okay, same. So we've got that. We have another couple little pieces that I hope I am not missing, because I need a little piece for here and here. All right, dots, 2 7/8 by 1 3/4 tall. So that's going to put that right here. Actually, let me just glue that in. So this is using the penguin papers from the Celebration. Oh, you know what? I've had my, I didn't put my pin in here. I think it's going to be fine. It's just getting down to the end. There we go. Let's flatten this back out and glue my layers on. Okay. Then I've got a piece that, this was just soft seafoam. I didn't want a pattern because I thought, I didn't need too many patterns. This is 2 7/8 inch wide by 1 inch tall. Now, if you wanted to stamp something on here, like tone on tone, stamp some more dots, stamp whatever. I wouldn't necessarily put words here because you're not going to see it. And I didn't decorate these sides because it's all folded up. Like, you're not really going to see it looking at it. All right. So then we've got the trees. Oof. I love the trees. This is what I wanted to use that pattern for. This one is 2 3/8 inch wide by 4 inches tall, I believe. 2 3/8 by, yep, by 4. And we're just going to glue that down. And the fact that it does not go all the way to the end does not matter, because we're going to add our strip that's going to go right across here. Okay, and again, I'm bringing in those dots, and this is 3 7/8 by, 7/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm just going to glue this down, and it's going to cover up this extra. And the reason I cut this at 4, this piece, the tree piece, was because that's easier when you're cutting 12 by 12. If I'd had to cut 4 1/8, I'm only going to get 2 pieces out of a strip. You know, 4 1/8, 4 1/8, there won't be enough left in that 12-inch strip to get 3. So cutting it down to 4 maximizes, and this is going to get covered up anyway. All right, now we've got, where did all my dudes go? Oh, here we go. So you're going to get a chunk of paper that has a polar bear, a fox, and a penguin in it, and you're going to cut them out by hand. And a tree. So I'm going to cut that little tree out. All right, so we've got our fox, our penguin, our polar bear, and I do want to cut this one little tree out. Let's get rid of this. Now my plan was just to build a little scene. I'm going to pop him up and a little tree. Let me get those dimensionals. Oh, and this piece for the back, 2 3/8 by, I have this at 4 1/16, 4 1/16. Yeah, that's going to fit nicely. So then you can write on the back of here. Sue, Gail, do you still have Nikki's card? Oh, you said I do too. Yep. I pull that card out every year. I keep it in my box, actually, of Christmas cards. Like, it's here in my craft room. I think it said 'tis the season or something. It's just nice to look at it too. They were so young. They were babies, all of them. All right, now I'm just going to pop my animals up on the steps and the tree, and then we'll do a little greeting. I think I want to do warm winter wishes again. And that time I'm going to go, I'm going to put that on a piece of white. So I'm just going to put him here. Actually, I'm going to set him right here because I want my greeting to go here this time. And then we're going to set these guys. But we should have a thing like where we all, between Gail, you and me, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we should pick a theme that we're all going to make the same kind of card. And like Gail does some, you know, hers Wednesday, I'll do something. And we won't tell each other what stamps we're using or what colors or papers. That would be interesting, I think. Oh, and I just realized I put dimensionals behind these guys, and they are going to be sticking above that. All right, so that needs to go right in the trash. All right, so I need one dimensional right here. I'm going to put the penguin on the back. So see what I mean? His head is going to be sticking above that, so that's why I can't have the dimensionals. So Foxy. All right, Foxy's peeking up a little. I gotta move this one or peel it up and do it over. Put this one right here. Thanks, Linda. All right, and then we're gonna put Foxy there. So they're all, I like it. I don't know if you guys can tell looking down like how it looks. Cute, cute, cute. All right, and we'll do a little tree here and greeting. So I'm going to include a piece of white because you're going to need just a scrap. And we're going to do warm winter wishes. And I'm going to do this in just jade because that was the background. Warm winter wishes. And I have one more after this. We're going to do another side step card. So again, fundraiser, this is for Wreaths across America. I'm kicking in 25% of my sales for my November workshop, which this is. But I'm also going to have a link for those that, if you don't want to order, if you just want to pitch in, donate for the wreaths. Each wreath, it costs $15 to sponsor a wreath, a whole wreath. They take any amount, but I really want 15. Like, I really want to be able to say, hey, we sponsored this many wreaths. Oh, look at that. Warm winter wishes. Let's cut these all up. But I signed up with the Wreaths of America and got an official link for a group. Like, I've created a sponsor group. And I'm going to get that posted up this weekend. And hopefully, I want to raise enough for 50 wreaths. So like I said, last year we had enough. We paid for 40 wreaths, and then we got some free. So for every 2 wreaths sponsored, the people that provide the trees or the wreaths or whatever, for every 2 you buy, they kick you in 1 free. So we bought 40, so that means we got 60 wreaths placed. So that's awesome. So this year I want to hit at least 100 for the buying, like the paid for part, and then that'll give us 75 total. And I think that is pretty cool. Warm winter wishes. Yeah, we both have parents at the different places. Oh, this is so cute and stuck. All right, now I haven't used many doodads, but we're gonna have to use some of the opal rounds for this because they're very snow-like or snowball-like. And I did start putting the doodads in my kits a couple months ago. So you will get some of these opal rounds. So if I'm going to put 3 on here and you will get 3. And I'm not really paying attention to the size. I think this pack's all, oh wait, I've got some little ones. There's only 2 different sizes in this pack. Sticky. Looks like one fell off here. Lost forever. Let me get this off my finger. But yeah, Wreaths of America fundraiser. I'm very excited about it. Running it through the end of the month. And that's another reason. So I cut my workshops off the last day of the month anyway. But for the wreaths, they have to have all donations in by the 30th. Okay? So, awesome, Sue. I'm going to have to get you the link because I want everybody to go on, and it's a secure website. You don't have to, I wouldn't worry about any of that. But it'll, click under our group. This is really cute. I love it. All right, let's do one more again with the side step. Let me make a pile. This one we're going to do reds and blacks. All right, so this one, this is the way I made this one. Something looks different. All right, I think we're going to, oh, I just scored it different. Okay, this one we're going to do back to this little girl, but we're going to use the red and black and these patterns. So, again, I love these snowflakes. If you had that deer punch, you could put those out or punch those out. All right, let's bring our cutter back. Last one. Oof, it's 5 after 9. Yikes. So we're putting this in at the 3-inch mark. Let's bring this back. 3-inch mark, and we're cutting down from 1 to 6.5. Okay, so 1 to 6.5. It's hard to see on my black cardstock. Here we go. 6.5. All right, now this time I am going to change this up. So I want the bigger piece to be on the side. Oh, you know what? Let's do it opposite from this. This has the steps on the left. I'm going to do it so the steps are on the right. All right, so let me get my papers. I just want to make sure these are all the same. Oh, nope. So I'm going to score over here. Oh, let's put this down this way. So I want my score marks over here. So imagine this just flipped. All right, so we're going to score at 1, at 2, at 3 1/4, at 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. And then I need this 4 1/4. So let's just turn it around like this and score at 4 1/4. Okay. So once you do your cutting, you can change your scoring up like this and make your steps on whatever side you want. So this is like this. So this time I'm flipping it because I want my step on the left. So we'll push this down. And then, oh, you know what? This is the back. Dang it. So it goes this way. See, this part is bigger. That's on the back. This part, it has the 1 inch. That's the front. All right. So down in the middle. Now this is our front. So we'll go down, up, down, up, down. So we're doing accordion. Mountain, valley. Okay. Mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. And again, I will link to the original Split Coast Stampers has tutorials for the side step, which this is, and the center step, which is what we did the first 2 cards. But all your cutting and scoring is going to be done for you, for your make and take kit. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's start with, again, oh, look at this plaid. I love it. So the gingham, this is 2 7/8 inch wide. Yep, 2 7/8 by 4. So I'm going to glue that on. Assuming my glue, I probably should have put the pin back in this. But I really think it's because it's getting down to the end. And I need to switch to my art glitter glue like I said I was going to do. All right, let's put that down. You know, I just realized this little girl with her coat, that would be a good thing to do paper piecing, where I would stamp this on like a piece of some of this designer paper and cut it out. You know, I may do that because I just want you guys to get the idea of this anyway. Now we're going to put this on our front. So our front piece, this is 7/8 by 5 3/8. Again, yep, measurements will be on the blog. This is my blog, and I'm going to be working on that tonight/tomorrow. All right, let's get that. That is centered. I love the red and black, you guys. I was tempted to get more than one piece of this during Celebration. I mean, more than one pack, but then I didn't. And I probably should have, but I'm sure there'll be plenty more plaids. So this red piece is 2 3/8 inch wide by 1 inch tall. And again, if you wanted to stamp something like tone on tone, that would be totally cool. All right, now this one, I can either use more snowflakes or more plaid. Snowflakes or plaid. I think snowflakes because I am going to go back and do some paper piecing on her jacket. So let's do snowflakes up. And I'm going to have to do that later because I'm not going to sit here and make you guys suffer through. But I will show you what I mean. Okay. So she's going to get cut out and be here. And let me get a little piece of that so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So you would take this piece. I'm going to take this piece. Let me put my pen in here. So this is called paper piecing. So you stamp stuff on a piece of patterned paper and then you cut it out. You're piecing it together. All right. So I want just her little jacket. All right, so I'm going to stamp her right here. Okay. And I did that in the black. Trim that out. You want something that you can see. So then I'm just going to cut out her jacket and I will color the rest of her like I did the first one. But then you just cut out right on her jacket lines. And I'm going to cut her mittens off too. I'm going to leave her cuffs. I guess I have to cut around her scarf because her scarf is included. All right, let's do this. We'll cut her face off. Actually, you know what? I might go back with a different piece and cut her scarf, but this gives you the idea of what I'm doing. And again, this is called paper piecing. You are piecing it together. All right, gotta get in here with this teeny tiny little arm. And now I can't see that side, so I'm gonna come up here. All right, so we have just her jacket left. So then I'll color in all this and you just glue this right over top. And then she's got a jacket with this plaid pattern. Cute. I love it. All right, now that's as far as I'm going to take that one because I didn't realize it was 9:15. But the general idea is the same. I'm going to cut her out and pop her up, and she will be over here. Okay? Popped up with her cute jacket, and she will be all colored in. All right, so pretend that's finished. That's our side step. Center step. Here's our other side step. Let's put these down because they don't want to stay up. And then our other center step. So we did 2 center steps and 2 side steps, and we did them opposite. Okay? So thanks you guys for hanging out. I don't know how many of you still made it through the whole thing, but blog will be updated tomorrow, and I will have that link for the Wreaths Across America. And I'm going to try, I have to make like a whole flyer for it. And I'm so excited that I got like an official group. So we can continue to do this. It's awesome. All right. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekends. And I will catch you next week. Thanks, you guys. Bye.